Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. We are Big Alakai campground in the Sandhills of Nebraska. Today's motorcycle, it's right there, my hot rod Royal Enfield Bear 650. I've got just over 5,000 miles, turned 5,000 miles last night on our way up to this campground, so probably 5,100 or close to it because we did some riding last night. Just love that motorcycle. I took that into the Colorado BDR. We did Utah BDR. We did New Mexico, and we did all those Arizona, all kinds of places last week. Just been having a ball on it. It's I really bonded with this motorcycle on that trip to Utah. We got ourselves stuck on a road that was way above the level of this motorcycle, and we should not have been on there on a street bike, but we did it. And the bike performed admirably. It did not break, is what I'm saying, and it got us through. So very happy about that. So the bike has a 648cc parallel twin, air-cooled, oil-cooled, single overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder. This one's got a 2-to-1 exhaust on this side. The Bear all has that. 6-speed transmission. The motor produces 47 horsepower, about 43 foot-pounds of torque, which I think is about 57 newton meters. The bike weighs about 478 pounds, which is about 217 kilograms. It's got a 19-inch front tire, a 190/19. It's got a upside-down fork with 43 millimeter tubes, about 5.1 inches of travel. That's 130 millimeters. And it's got a 320 millimeter disc brake on the front with a dual piston 5 caliper. Jumping back to the rear. Now mine has YSS shocks, which I just love them. It's got a 140/17 on the back, about 4.5 inches of travel, I think, in stock form, and I think that is about 115 millimeters. The disc on the back is a 270 with a single piston bi-brake caliper. Has very good brakes for what I use it for. When we BDR'd with it, we've been all over we've been all over on this bike. We just had a loads of fun on it, and brakes were just fine the whole time. Interestingly enough, the seat height is 32.7 inches, which I can't remember the number of that. I'll put it down below, maybe 820 some millimeters. But interestingly enough, when we did the 4-state tour, that was Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, the seat was 1,500 miles. The seat was absolutely comfortable with it. Now, the seat, in my experience, the first 100 miles was, it's always hard. But on that ride, it became comfortable, and I just enjoyed it the whole time. It was just a very good, very comfortable place to be. I like the bike a lot. Loads of ground clearance. I think it's 7.2 inches of ground clearance, which, if I remember right, is about 183 millimeters. Beautiful machine, absolutely beautiful. I got all the gauges and everything covered. So this is how I have it set up for camping. Extras that I've thrown onto this bike, I guess we might as well go there. This bottle of water, my bottle of coffee right there. These are my Tourmaster Polartex gloves. They work great. I love these gloves. I put this Rhino Walk bag on. I just got that, and I realized there's 2 parts to it. I was using this front part, and I thought, well, that's pretty small, but actually there's a back part too, and it works really well. By the way, the forks are Showa forks. My helmet is Shoei. The forks are Showa. That is the big old Oculus right there coming to life. Check that out, huh? Tachometer on the outside, fuel gauge right here, gear indicator in the center, clock right there, 7:01. Speedometer over here. Over here is the, there it is, 5,089 miles on it. So that's what we've got right now. So using this joystick over here, trip meter 1, 2, fuel range, voltage, service. That is not overdue. I never reset it is all. Very good, right? Now something I want to try. This works on my Himalayan. If you hold the mode button in for 5 seconds, check that out. It goes to this screen. Now why is that important? Well, you can hook your nav up to that, and then this top part becomes a map, and down here becomes a directional turn-by-turn thing. You still have your speedometer and stuff down here, and then you can use your joystick to zoom in and out of that. So you get into a city, you can zoom in, you can find your street corners. It's really great. And then you get back on the interstate, you zoom out, and you get a big picture of what's going on. And I always talk about this. I was crossing the Mississippi back into Iowa. My fuel light came on, and immediately it gave me directions to the nearest gas station, asked me if I wanted to go there. I hit confirm, took me right to the gas station. It was awesome, absolutely amazing. So this is the kill switch, this is the run switch. To start the bike, you rock the switch this way. Hazard lights, fuel, of course, adjustable brake lever. Now on my trip, I dropped this when we went to, I think we were in Utah, and I broke these off, so I've got new ones on there already. Clutch over here, again adjustable. You can adjust this distance here. I love the way these levers are shaped. You know, they're thin through here, they're wide through here. They've got a good radius on both edges, and they work really good with these barrel-shaped Royal Enfield grips that I have on there, so I like that a lot. This side, it's pass, flash to pass, low beam, high beam, blinkers, horn, and then of course the joystick I was talking about earlier. I have this pad on here also, and I already talked about the bag. I added these Royal Enfield mirrors on here because they vibrated less, and they got very good glass. I think they're called the Royal Enfield touring mirrors. You can see all the bugs I've collected on the back of them, but they're adjustable this way, you know, every other way you can think of. Very good mirror. The only problem I've had with them is when I wear my heavy jacket, I get a lot of shoulder, and you know, if they were out more, that would work better. I could angle them down more and do that, and that would solve the problem. But I like my mirrors up high, so I can, you know, more in my line of sight. Running back here, oh, I added these knee pads also, by the way. Running over here, I've got the Rhino Walk tail bag, which has just been great. I love this bag. It's expandable. It grows. It has these side pouches on it. I carry, like, I had my coffee in there, and my look at that mess. And you know, I got one on either side, and then on the inside, you'll love this. Donuts, huh? Breakfast of champions, right? That's how I keep my good shape. Anyway, it's a great bag. I got that again at Baxter Cycle right there. They sell I think they sell everything Rhino Walk. This is a bike net, and then I use that to strap things down. This is also a Rhino Walk bike net, and that was, I think it was 15 bucks. Great thing. This bag here is a Royal Enfield bag, and it, you know, it smushes down pretty good. There's the label right there. So I have two of these, and I only use one obviously because I don't want to put a bracket on this side. I think my exhaust would get in the way. But we took those on our trip, our BDR trip, with this bike, and the bike got, like I said, beat the snot, and all of this stayed put, no trouble at all. Where I did have something go wrong with the bag was I low-sided at one point, going along at a pretty good clip, and it ripped the bag off the bike. So that bag's at home. I'm going to get it fixed. The bag itself didn't tear. It's designed to rip off. It's got a weak link down here that is designed to break when something like that happens, and it worked really well. Over here is my heat port. This is my, I think it's first gear jacket. It's heated, it's windproof, it's I've rode in the rain with it, it's waterproof, and I plug it in via this thing here, and that gives me heat, and I will, you know, 50-degree day I can go motorcycle riding, 55 or higher I think, I can go motorcycle riding with just this jacket on. Any warmer than that, I'll put this on and I'll put a jacket over it, and it works really well. So the bike at 5,000 miles, what do I think about it? Well, I've still got the original chain. The bike's still together, haven't had any trouble. I love riding it. Oh, and I got this windscreen too. Love that windscreen. It's performed admirably. It handles very well. I've really bonded with it. It's my funnest motorcycle. My Himalayan is my favorite motorcycle of all time, my Himalayan 450. That is my do everything. That's my Swiss Army knife, you know. That's my anything and everything bike. I can drive 1,000 miles on that bike in one day. I can do anything on that bike. This is my funnest motorcycle to ride. This is I think my longest day on this was 577 miles. Yesterday we did a little over 400. Royal Enfield biker dude was riding that. He actually did over 500 because he had to drive about 100 miles to get to my house. Isn't that a cool bike? Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, it's just been a great motorcycle. I just love it. Here's some damage from when I dropped it. I'm going to leave that. I like the patina. You know, Baxter's asked me if I wanted a different one. I said no. We did put different levers on it. One thing I would do if I was going to BDR again, I'd take these rubber pads out. It didn't cause me any trouble, but I think I would feel better with it. It's just been a great bike. Look at this tire. This is a, I can't think of the brand, MRF maybe? So that's the tire at over 5,000. It's getting close, but it's not bad. It still handles really well. So the rubber actually feels really good when you're riding. It's sticky on pavement. It did really well on the rocks. You know, we did, I think it was called Hideout Canyon Road or something like that in Utah over by Moab. We're in Moab. That's where we did all this off-roading. We took a wrong turn. We found ourselves on this trail. We kept thinking, well, if we just go a little farther, we'll get out of it. Didn't work this time. We got into it. We got into it big time. One guy was on a Tiger street, the street version of the Tiger, not the rally. And old Colorado Mark, that was a good guy, Gary, on the Tiger. Old Colorado Mark was on his Himalayan. He had no trouble at all. You know, 8 inches of suspension, crude tire. He just ran right up and down those hills. But I was taking this on rock ledges, stair steps, baby heads, a little bit of sand. I mean, it took us over 4 hours to do. I think it was about 15 miles. And the bike, I bottomed this thing out so many times. I was just sure I was going to break it, but I have looked it over. I can't find a crack. I can't find a piece that's gone loose. Everything on it is as it should be. The only damage that occurred was I broke the levers when I dropped the bike. I didn't even mar these up. I don't know how I got away with that. I dropped it first on the right side, and then I dropped it later on the left side. And then I think it was 2 or 3 days later, that's when I was on I think it was called Gypsum Trail, and hit a rut the wrong way, low side of the bike, and that's when I tore the bag up. And I didn't have any damage there either. I mean, it just has been it's a tough as nails bike. I mean, we really pounded the snot out of this thing, and it took me home. You know, it just didn't give me any issues at all. I'm absolutely a fanboy of this. I liked the bike before. I always liked the Interceptor. I rode all those Interceptors all those years, did all those bikes tests, and every time I'd ride one, I'd think, why don't I have one of these? I love this thing so much. The Bear finally came out. I got this in November. You know, went to India, winter came, had the Himalayan, you know, all kinds of reasons for not riding it. The Himalayan had good wind protection, this doesn't. And, you know, this is a summer bike, the Himalayan. Well, it's not quite the all-weather bike that the Himalayan is, let me put it that way. The reason I say that is when we left Frisco on our voyage with this bike, it was snowing out, and then we drove from 9,000 feet up to 12,000 feet on slushy, icy roads with snow blowing in our face. So it is a winter bike, whether I like to admit it or not, right? Would I rather have had the Himalayan on that ride? No, I would not, because I had the experience with this bike, and I really grew to love and appreciate this bike. Now, I'm very impressed with this thing. This has just been, and that's why I'm riding it today. You know, we came on this trip. It was just a quick out here to check out the campground, make sure everything was working right for our Alaska trip. June 21st, meet us at Baxter Cycle in Marnie, Iowa. The next morning, which is Sunday, the 22nd, we're going to leave for Alaska. We're going to come here first, then we're going to go to the Black Hills, then we're going to go do the Beartooth Pass, and you know, you ride all or part of that was all the way to Banff in Canada, Dawson City, Tok, all the way to Anchorage, maybe Fairbanks, who knows. And you're welcome to ride any part of that trip with us. You don't have to register, just come along for the ride, you know, and I'll try to do daily posts on that. But I'm going to take the Himalayan on that ride because that's the bike for that ride. 8-inch suspension, all that neat stuff. But this would do it just fine. It just wouldn't have the weather protection that the Himalayan would give me, nor the suspension. I don't think on that ride the suspension will matter. I really learned, one, the motor on this is so smooth and so powerful, and it works so well. And it's always in the right gear, and everything about it is just right, you know. By the way, I think it's a 3.6 gallon tank. What's that, 13.5 liters, something like that? No, it's been a fabulous motorcycle. The YSS shocks, I got those at Baxter Cycle. They're made specifically for this bike. The minute this bike came in, Jeremy at Baxter Cycle called YSS up and told him what we wanted for this bike. So he was the first one in the country to have shocks for this, as far as we know. Beautiful machine. Dirty right now. Cleaner than it was, I tell you that. I love this bike. It's a real hot rod. It's a real hot rod. Now, if you all are interested in a motorcycle like this, a new used Royal Enfield Triumph Classic British bike of any type, need parts, accessories, jigs, doodads, that's our campground over there. Check that out. 10s blend right in. Helmets, jackets, gloves, anything at all. Get yourself over to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. Or go to BaxterCycle.com. Tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker, this guy right here, sent you. Life is good, my friends. Life is good. Hit like and subscribe. We are going to let the sun come up a little more. It's probably 50 degrees now if we're lucky. It's going to get into the 80, up to 80, I think, for high today, and we're going to do some motorcycle riding. I'm going to be riding that. He's going to be riding that. That is a, what is that? That is a Royal Enfield Meteor 350, spec'd out with a couple of extras on it. We'll do a review of that bike sometime. Maybe we already did a review. And a great bike. Get out there and ride, my friends. Life is good. Wahoo! 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 Wahoo!